Hey, what's up guys, Chris here, back into Borderlands 3 with an updated version of the FL4K crit build for level 57. As a matter of fact, you can pretty much call this the Anarchy build because this build is absolutely off the charts. The damage that you'll be doing with this, you're gonna be instantly deleting almost any enemy out there, and even the bosses can't resist more than a few seconds, so this build is just absolutely insane. I had a ton of fun with this loadout in the past few days, and the general theme that I kinda tried going with in this case was the new Guns, Love and Tentacles DLC. As you may or may not know, there's a number of weapons in the new DLC that are really fun to play around with, but even better, they are also very powerful. One of them is the Anarchy shotgun, which is most definitely top 3 highest damage dealers currently in the game, of course, as long as you do a few cool tricks here and there. The other one is gonna be the Clairvoyance Assault Rifle, another one that I really liked. This is a drop from Critchy and it sticks pretty much explosive rounds into the target, so kind of like a Torg. And then we also have the 7 Sense Pistol, a guaranteed reward from one of the side missions. Again, a very fun gun to play around with. But of course, the main, the core piece, the centerpiece is the Anarchy in combination with the Stack Bot class mod, as well as the new Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge that was added with the new DLC. By the way, you get this as a reward, guaranteed reward, about the second mission in the main storyline of the new DLC, so you cannot miss this, by the way. But the way these work together is really awesome, and basically all of them snowball as the fight goes on, as you kill more targets, as you hit more pallets onto the target, and even more so as you do more critical hits onto these enemies. So Stack Bot increases critical hits, the more critical hits you do, the more you're gonna get those stacks, up until you stop doing critical hits anymore. But luckily this build that we're using is gonna be doing a ton of that, so you're not gonna be losing too many of these stacks. The Ineffable Knowledge, of course, is even more insane. You don't lose any of these stacks as long as you do consecutive successful hits on any target. You're gonna be stacking this high damage right here. And by the way, this apparently is multiplicative, not additive, which means that you're getting not like 35%, like it's 100+% damage just from the Pearl. And then we also have like 300% damage from the Anarchy if you either kill 10 targets or just automatically reload the weapon 10 times. Either of these can work, but as you can see, it's like 500% damage increase just from 3 items. This doesn't include any of their stat bonuses, it doesn't include the build that I'm gonna go over in just a little bit. Just these 3 weapons alone will destroy everything. So let's go over the build basically, and I'm not gonna stall too much over here. I kind of don't want to go over all of the skills and abilities that you need, just the more essential ones, but this is the full build if you want to copy it down, though there is a variation that you can use. So this is going to be the stealthy build. This is going to be all around the fadeaway ability because it's one of my favorite builds, it's one of my favorite abilities, and it's the reason why I started playing FL4K like 6 months ago in the first place. So let's go over the Hunter tree, since this is obviously the more important one. But yes, you will be reaching 2 capstones, the very important ones, Power Inside and Megavore. These together work really amazing, so this is what makes FL4K so powerful now. But there's a few skills and abilities and passives here that you're really going to need. Leave No Trace is an obvious choice, since we're going to be using the shotgun, which shotguns in general have low ammo count. This is helpful because it gives us ammo back on critical hits, which we will be doing a ton of. We also have Interplanetary Stalker for those kill skills, and we're going to be killing a ton of targets. This is going to give us the stacks, which increase our damage, pad damage, bonuses, everything else in between. We also have the head count to reduce action skill cooldown on critical hits, and we're going to need this in order to reduce the cooldown on the fadeaway and use it even more often. And later down the line we have the big game, also very important for pretty much all the bonuses, especially Interplanetary Stalker. Increases their effectiveness by around 30%, actually duration by 100%, and effect by 30%, and everything else is just straight out gun damage. But as you can see, I didn't invest like full points into all of them. I kinda sacrificed 1 point in each, so I have enough for the blue tree, especially the Persistence Hunter, which well, mostly increases action skill duration by 45%. That was like the main reason why I saved 3 points for this. But the Mega 4 is the most important, which yeah, it gives you a chance to score critical hits with weapons against any part of the enemy, not just like the critical hit spots. So this is absolutely crazy, with a 20% chance, by the way. The power inside, which was our aim all along, really self-explanatory. You get like 25% damage increase after using an active skill, which in this case is the Fade Away, which also gives you damage, by the way, and 50% if you're also full health, so really useful. The other one is the Fast and the Furious, which also benefits from my stack bot that has 3 points for that as well, so kinda try getting one of these. Gun damage 50%, self-explanatory, as well as movement speed, so really damn useful. The Hin Machine is also very good in this case. It increases our overall damage by 30%, and as long as, of course, no target is attacking us, so any target that isn't focusing on you is gonna get that 30% damage on them. But in this case you're using Fade Away, so obviously all the targets are gonna be under this effect. Now as far as Fade Away goes, I've used Gorillas in the Mists and Unblinking Eye. Call me nostalgic, maybe there's people out there who are using something different, but this was one of the first builds that worked really well for Flak, so this is why I went with these, and they also make sense. I mean, you're gonna want to stay under that cloak as much as possible, so you're gonna be using Gorillas in the Mist, and you're gonna want more crit, so you're gonna be going with Unblinking Eye. As far as the other items, you can use a Stopgap if you find yourself dying too often. It's a really good one, makes you immune for 5 seconds upon shield break, and pretty much any, well, any grenade out there can work, but I'm using this one because it gives me bonus incendiary damage in case I'm fighting enemies that are immune to, well, let's just say cryo. But let's just test exactly how this works once we shoot this target in the head. So we have like 200, almost 300, already 500,000, so that's insane. And if I continue this, as you can see, it reaches higher than 500,000 at times. So on average, I would say it stays around 500, 400k just on its own. So that is already insane. Just the weapon itself, without using any abilities, without any kill skills, without stacking the Anarchy or using the Fade Away, deals that much damage. So let's see what happens if we are also using the Fade Away, and then I'm gonna go over the 10 stacks of Anarchy. So I'm gonna try to do this and also pause it at the correct time. So I'm trying to stack as much as possible, and pretty sure I screwed it up. So yeah, 2 million, that's 2 million for each shot, and it basically does it 2 times, so 4 million plus the other damage that's already there. Not really sure if I'm reading this correctly, but who really cares at this point? The damage is so high, it's just off the charts. So now what I want to test out is what happens if I also have 10 stacks. So yeah, I kind of want to go in and reset really quickly, reset all the stacks, reload the game, kind of compare the damage before stacking the stacks for Anarchy and after. So Anarchy alone, no stacks, nothing, just the base damage, 139k, just like we saw earlier. But now I'm gonna go in and kinda stack 10 stacks, so yeah, I'm gonna see you in just a little bit. Okay, so I think I just stacked 10 times, and if I shoot him in the head once, that's 1 million damage, 2 million damage, 1 million damage. The gun itself deals 1 million damage. Holy smokes, that's just insane. Okay, so let's try with the Fade Away. 410, 412, what? What? Did we just see 12 million? I'm pretty sure that at some point we saw 12 million, maybe even more. But even 7, 8 million? What? Dude, 7, 7, 8. So this right here, this is what's wrong with the world. So this is the build, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Anarchy build. If you're playing against groups of enemies, you don't really care about stacking Anarchy stacks. You're just going in the fight. As you're killing more and more targets, you're gonna be dealing more and more damage. And even if you're not killing them, stack bot and the Pearl already increase your damage by a ton. So by the time you like finish this, it's gonna be 7, 10, 12, 15 million depending on your build. If you're fighting against a boss and it doesn't have any adds, any mobs around it, maybe you might want to stack 10 or at least 5 of these before proceeding into the fight, but it's not 100% mandatory. Even with these two, and especially against bigger bosses, you're gonna be destroying that. And again, I haven't even talked about Clairvoyance and the Seventh Sense, which also work really damn nice on their own, especially Clairvoyance. So yeah, this is pretty much it with the build. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you want the Anarchy, this is going to be for the PC users only. Epic Games Store or Steam will work fine, and I'm gonna give to a lucky subscriber this version of the Anarchy right here. Just reply with a comment under my pinned comment down below. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, as always, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.